Hey everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different with a tutorial for a steel foundry floor. So in today's tutorial I'm going to make a foundry floor that's capable of producing 300 steel per minute per floor. So I have one built here in my Let's Play world that is 3 floors high, and in total I can produce 2 by 450 Mark IV belts. So 900 steel per minute for this 3-floor design here. Having said that, this 3-floor design doesn't require any alternate blueprints. It can all be done with the regular, vanilla way of using 45 iron and 45 coal. A prerequisite for this is going to be your coal and iron, however. To feed 3 floors of this foundry, you need 3 Mark IV belts of iron and 3 Mark IV belts of coal, So as long as you've got all those prerequisites sorted, let's get into the tutorial. So we'll start off with the first placement. For this one, you want it to be right here. So this is the center. The pad's 5 wide, however many long, I think it's 8, maybe. Nevertheless, so you're going to want to chuck him down right there. And then you'll notice that the front of these are not centered, as you can tell. So what you're going to need to do on this side is not line it up with the center line, but line it up with these, bad jump. Line it up with these little triangles that are coming out, so the output of the machine. And you want him to be right there. And then the reason that you've done this and offset them so that they sit like this is so that you can come through with a merger and just donk that down. Oh, actually donk it down one further back. There, I want to say. Yeah, right there. It looks good. Sweet. And as you can see, they now both line up. They're not centered, but realistically for the center they don't need to be. The next thing we're going to do is the outside bits, so that's obviously the trickiest. So we'll come through here with our foundries. We'll fill the floor. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oof. And same with you. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. Rightio. So I find that the next step, or the easiest way to get these done, is to come to the back here. And what you're going to want to do is grab your conveyor poles. And this is where the split is. It's not going to be here. The split is going to be off 1 so that we can fit these in. So we should be able to line you up and then bring you down. Sweet. And same thing here. Line you up and bring you in. So there's very little belt clipping. I'm happy enough with it. It'll do me just fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way over here, and you're going to line up this line here. So, see where the building is over there? You come across, 1, 2, yep, to here, line it up with the other side there, and plop these down. And we're going to do the same on both sides, so it becomes pretty easy. You can see what we're building here. We're building a little horseshoe around the smelters. Same thing goes here. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier. So if you have a look on the other side, it locked us onto this edge here, which is in between these 2 smelters. But unfortunately it's not going to do that on the other side for whatever reason, so we sneak around here. You can use this as your guide and come across. And then with any luck, that should be on the money. And it is. So now you just link them all together. Like this. On both sides. Sweet. Awesome. That's that bit done. So now the next thing we're going to do is make the offset splitters that I have down there. To do that, what you're going to need to do is grab a foundation and plonk it right there. That's why it was important to shuffle these across on this side. And then you're going to grab your splitter, and you're going to be bringing the ore in on this side. So what you want to do is line it up just offset by 1 and centered. So as you can see, it's in the center of the block, but it's to this side by 1. So it's further over here than it is there. And then you're going to do the exact same thing over here once we line it up. And just because of the way that these splitters work, if I were to place the other splitter down and then try to make the belt, it won't connect. But if I do these belts now, which we will, then they'll all just connect and everything will be magical. And now that we've done that and the top's finished, we can come through with the bottom, line it up, connect the belts, if we can shimmy through here. There we go. And that is all of your belts done for the most part. Now the last step is the tricky bit. Well, the very tricky bit. So what you're going to do is try and parkour up here. Grab your splitters. And then place them on the belt. So where it's sitting is actually on the belt, so you can move it freely. And you want to line it up with that orange mark. Actually, first. Yep. So I was just checking to make sure that that top belt goes to the end just for symmetry. It doesn't actually matter. As long as you get one coming into one side and one on the other, it really doesn't matter. But anyway, chuck one in right about, oh, tricky, there. And then if I can shimmy my way around the other side here, really hard to get a grip on these. And this one's going to be tricky, so you want to plop it in there. Same here. And try and get up here again. Same down here, and so on and so forth. And we're going to go through and do all 10 of these. And I'll be back with you once I've done all 10. Righto, so I've gone through and done both sides now. All the splitters are placed down. That side caused me a little bit of grief because some of the splitters wouldn't place. So what was happening is I was trying to place them down and they were sort of snapping to the ground. I'll see if I can demonstrate for you. They were snapping like that. So if they snap like this and there's a snap line, then they're not actually placing on the belt. So it won't work at all. So that's something to watch out for. Just a cheeky little tidbit there for you. But so what we're going to do now is come through, and with any luck, these will all line up, and everything will go straight in like that. And it'll be super easy. You just come through, chuck all your belts in. I'm using Mark IV belts because that's what I've got in my inventory, but realistically, you could use Mark I belts here, and it wouldn't matter. Same for the other side. Quickly dart over there. Whoop. Chuck you in, and you. You come through to all of these. Look at them, they're looking beautiful. Neat, tidy, no floating belts because they're sitting on the splitters. Just looks beautiful. Rightio. Okay, so we've done that. We'll come through and we'll do these merges as well. Oh, that's a splitter. Come on, Aussie, what are you doing? These ones, once again, you're going to have to use your own intuition because they're not going to snap. So you just need to make sure that they match up. Like that. All the way along. And then we're going to obviously put all the belts down here too. I'm just going to do the center belts for now because I find it easier to come through now once you've done this and assign the steel to all these machines so that way you're not hopping over all the belts. Yep. through, put all these guys down. Sweet. Awesome. Rightio, so the next step is going to be our conveyors. So you're going to chuck your conveyor belts down. Just like so, all the way along. Like magic. Oop. A few helpful hints with these, if you can, and you're a little bit better at mouse skills than I am. If you try and hit those 3 lines on the conveyor splitters, then the belt will snap to it. Just to save you tinkering around, because sometimes it doesn't like to snap. Right, so all of those are done now. That's all where the items are going to go. So now we'll quickly do the power. I like to put the power poles here, just all the way along. But realistically, it doesn't matter where you put these. You can put them wherever they fit. And then I'll come through and go link all these up and bring it back. Link all these up and bring it back, and so on and so forth, all the way along. Come here, you cheeky bugger. And put you there. And over there. Nice one over to here. So I used the same trick I showed you in the last episode to get this to work. So this is actually connected through the floor into the previous floor like that. If you want to know how to do this, go check out the last episode and I do a quick tutorial on that. So it's a handy trick. But that is pretty much the floor itself set up in its entirety. In its entirety. So as long as you bring in your iron into one of these and your coal into the other, and then take your steel out of those merges, then that is going to be a efficient, you know, what is it? 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 5 by 7 foundation. That'll do 300 steel per minute. Hey guys, that's going to wrap this tutorial up for the foundry floor. If you found this tutorial helpful at all, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more of this kind of thing on the channel, e.g. tutorials, don't forget to subscribe and let me know down in the comment section below. I've been your host, Some Aussie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.